Alright, what is going on, guys? We Got Bored, and I'm actually on coronavirus break right now, so welcome back to another video.
It's gonna be a good day. I might have a good day.
Okay, so the other day it was actually my good friend Billy's birthday, so shout out to Billy for having a birthday and giving me this content. So it was a Friday afternoon, it was Billy's birthday, and we just wanted to do something fun because we had school off for the next 2 weeks because of the coronavirus, so we were just kind of vibing. We all met up at the end of school, and then we just like walked back to Billy's house from there. So we're walking home, we get hit by a couple cars and stuff, and then we get back to Billy's house, and we're just really not sure what to do. Like, Billy's house was fun and all, but we were gonna go back there anyway, like later at night, so we were just gonna like try and find something to do in the daytime. So there's like an elementary school that's like a short walk away from Billy's house, and there's like a field there and like a place to play like basketball and football and stuff or whatever you want. So we were just gonna go there and like play sports or something. So we got this plan set up. We started walking over to the elementary school. It wasn't the elementary school that I went to, but a lot of my friends were there and some of them did go to that one, so we just decided we would go there and vibe. So we're walking there, taking a nice stroll with the boys, and we walk past this one house that's like under construction, but like it's kind of finished but not really. Like, it was one of those houses where like the whole shape was built, but they had like the wrapping paper around it and stuff. Like, it wasn't completely finished. So I see this unfinished house and like think nothing of it because it's just completely normal. But then my friends are like, yo, we should go in it. Like, all the doors are open and stuff because nobody really owns it, and we took a look around last time and it was pretty cool. Like, just come on. But I was like, nah, what's the point? Like, it's just a normal house that's like under construction or something. Like, well, why would we want to go in there? But they were like, no, it'll be fun. Like, trust me, come on, let's just do it. It'll be like cool. We can look around the house and stuff. There's no reason for us to like get in trouble or anything because we're just like checking out the house. So I was like, you know what, bet, let's just look at it. It'll be something fun to do before we get to the elementary school and like play whatever we want to do there. So we go up to the house and we're like checking around inside it and stuff. It's all bare and stuff. There's like nothing even in there. It's all dark and everything. So I was like, okay guys, like that was kind of cool and everything, but like there was nothing really to see in there. Let's just go. There's nothing special about it. Let's just keep going on our way, you know? My friends wanted to stay. They were like, no, come on, let's just stay in here. Like, one of them wanted to go to the basement or something and just like look around it, and I was like, you know what, boys, that's just not a very good idea, you know? Like, the basement could be like unfinished or something. Like, this is fine, but maybe the basement is like worse. Let's just head out. We saw everything. Let's just go. So we were standing next to the house. They were trying to like convince me to go inside the basement and stuff. And as we're talking about it, this truck comes by. It was like one of the trucks, like those pickup trucks that they use, like the builders use to make the houses or whatever. It had all the tools in the back and stuff. It just looked like one of those trucks that they use to build houses. And we saw this truck and we were like, wait, guys, it probably looks like we're trying to like break into this house or something right now. Like, if this is the construction people that are building this house, they could be pretty mad with us if they found out that we were like trying to go inside it and stuff. So we see this truck coming by and all of us instinctively just bolt out of there. Like, we weren't trying to cause any trouble, okay? We weren't trying to get caught doing something that like looked wrong. So we run out, we jump the fence next to the house, and then we're seeing the truck and it like kind of slows down a little bit once it comes near the house, and we're like thinking the worst. Like, oh no, they saw us, they're gonna get mad, like they're gonna think we were doing something wrong. Because to be fair, us sprinting away from there probably looked pretty sus. Like, I can see why somebody would think something's wrong. So we're just like getting out of there, just bolting, because we didn't want to get into any trouble at all, right? We didn't want to stay in any of that. But then thankfully the truck kind of like slowed down, took a little look, and then just like drove off, which was such a relief. Like, I was so happy that they weren't gonna like stop and yell at us or something. I don't know if it just like wasn't the people who were like working on the construction for the house, or if it was but like they didn't really care or something like that. But either way, it was fine because they didn't like get mad or anything, so that was perfectly fine. We got out of that one quickly, okay? We were in and out. It was a-okay. Nobody was hurt. Nobody was caught lacking or anything. So after that little scare, we just continue on our way to the school, you know, just vibing as the boys do. And we finally got to the school, and you know, it was pretty fun. You know, we were playing basketball and stuff and just like vibing there. But then a couple of my friends like went inside the school just to like check it out because they went there before, so they want to have like a little nostalgia trip, you know? So they're inside taking a trip down memory lane, and I thought, you know what, maybe I'll just go in with them. Like, even though I didn't go to this school before, like it would just be fun to just look around. So we're in there having a good time. They see all their old classrooms and stuff, and they see all the stuff that they remember from like 5th grade or whatever. It was a little bit of wholesome nostalgia, you know? It was nice. And there's not really anybody in the school because it was like 5 o'clock or something, and so like school was already done. So we only saw like 3 other people while we were in there. And we ran into this like janitor lady, and she was just minding her own business, you know, like cleaning up the floors and stuff, just doing her thing. So we said hi, and then she like had this look on her face. She looked like confused and surprised a little bit, and she was like, oh, you guys aren't supposed to be in here. And we were like, oh wait, actually, like my bad, like what do you mean? And she went, yeah, you know, like school's over right now, like the school's supposed to be closed. I don't know how you guys got in here, but you're not supposed to be in here after school closes. So we were just like, oh, that's weird, because the doors were completely unlocked. Like, we had no idea we weren't supposed to be in in there. Like, it's a public school. But anyway, we were just like, okay, my bad, like, sorry. But the janitor lady was like, what are you guys doing in here anyway? Like, just curiously, right? Because she thought something was up. Like, I could tell. She thought we were doing something. And we went, oh, you know, like, some of us used to go to this school, so we were just taking a trip down memory lane, you know, trying to bring back some memories. So she said, okay, that's fine. Like, you're just not really supposed to be in here. So she was chill with it. And after that, we just went on our way out of the school, you know? So we're going out of the school and we see, like, the main exit, the double doors and stuff. And then in that hallway with the double doors, there's, like, a bunch of graduation pictures from kids who graduated from the school. So we see all of our friends as, like, 10-year-olds, and it's just so funny to see, like, how different they look. Like, some of the boys look like completely different people. I wouldn't have even recognized them if they hadn't pointed themselves out. So we're looking at these old pictures of everybody, and then we hear footsteps, like, coming down the hallway, and then we hear some, like, Karen sounding woman that's, like, sounded like one of the teachers at the school or something, and they say, oh, I saw them, they went that way. And then a bunch more footsteps, like, coming closer to us. And I was like, hold up, are we really about to get chased down by an elementary school teacher? Like, what did we even do wrong? So we all looked at each other and we just, like, sprinted out the doors. Because the pictures that we were looking at were right next to the exit. So we just, like, went out of the doors extremely fast. Oh my god, it was like a record time. That's probably, like, the fastest I've ever run in my life. So we get outside the school and we, like, run at least, like, a block away from there because we didn't want anybody coming out and, like, following us or anything. Because, like I said, I was not about to get chased down by an elementary school teacher, like, a night before break. So we get away from the school. We're, like, decently far away. Like, we can't even see it anymore. And a couple of the boys, like, weren't in the school with us. They were outside, like, playing basketball, I think, on the basketball courts in front of the school. And so we regrouped with all the boys and we just, like, had a little discussion about what just happened. Like, we were just vibing in that elementary school, just, like, taking a trip down memory lane. Like I said, like, 6 times. We were just, like, doing our thing. And that janitor lady did come up to us and, like, tell us that we weren't supposed to be in there. But she was chill about it. Like, she was just telling us nicely, and then we just, like, started leaving after that. Like, we did not expect anybody to, like, come after us for being inside a school. Like, they were probably thinking, oh, I'm gonna get these kids good. Oh, I'm gonna catch these silly teenagers. Like, that's probably what they do for fun, just going around yelling at kids or something. But thankfully, we got out of there before, like, we saw any of them or anything like that. Like, that would have been so awkward. So after that, we're just like, okay, like, we had our fun. Let's just go back to Billy's house or something. Like, there wasn't even anything else to do at the elementary school anyway, so we just decided we would walk back to Billy's house. So we make the journey all the way back to Billy's house. It wasn't even that far, but we just, like, took a long time because we're stupid and we, like, can't walk or something. I don't even know. We were just really slow. So we get back to Billy's house. We're, like, playing football in his backyard or something, and we're just hanging out, having a good time on Billy's birthday, you know, trying to celebrate for him. And we hang out there for probably, like, 20 minutes, but then our sesh gets interrupted by a bunch of these kids. It wasn't actually a bunch of kids. It was, like, 2 kids. But anyway, these 2 kids, they come over. They hop the fence in the back of Billy's house, okay? Uninvited. Completely uninvited. Like, nobody expected them to be anywhere near us. They just pull up to Billy's house, like, out of nowhere. I don't even know how they found us or, like, knew that we were hanging out. I don't even know if they did know that we were hanging out, but they just, like, pulled up and appeared. And these kids, like, I don't dislike them at all, you know? I don't really have a problem with them, but, like, we're not best friends or anything. That's what I say about, like, everybody in my videos, but we're just not best friends. But one thing I knew for sure was that they were not invited to Billy's B-Day bash, okay? Like, I asked Billy, like, are these kids invited? Like, did you invite them or something? Like, they're not really in our friend group, right? And he was like, nah, I didn't invite them. Like, they live near here, but I didn't, like, talk about this in front of them or anything. I don't know why they're here. They just, like, came. And don't get me wrong, I don't have anything against these kids, but it was really weird that they just kind of, like, pulled up to his birthday just without saying anything. Like, if you're gonna go to somebody's party, or, like, not, it wasn't even a party. We were just hanging out. If you're gonna hang out with people and nobody asked you to come, like, don't just pull up without saying anything. Like, okay, maybe if they had called somebody that was there and just said, hey, can I come to your thing? Like, I saw that you guys were hanging out. Can I just, like, pull up? Then in that case, maybe it would be a little more understandable. Not understandable, but just, like, a little less weird. But for them to just pop out out of nowhere was, like, super sus. And they didn't even say anything about it either. Like, they acted like it was completely normal. They just hopped the fence and they were like, what's up, guys? And then just stayed there. So we were like, okay, this is super awkward. Like, we gotta get away from these kids. So we stayed at Billy's house for a little bit and then we just decided to leave, hoping that they would kind of, like, get the message and understand that we didn't really want to be hanging out with them. So we're on our way, just walking around the neighborhood, like, going away from Billy's house so we could get away from them. And we go, like, about a block away and just, like, keep walking, right? We're not, like, running away or anything. We're just walking away hoping that we could, like, ditch them. And we turn around after a little while because we didn't think they were still there. And we see, like, in the distance, they were following us. Like, they were pretty far away, but they were definitely trying to go in, like, the same direction as us. So we started, like, walking a little faster because we didn't want to tell them to their faces, like, we don't want you to be here, just go away. And we keep walking, and then they realize that, like, we're still still going, and they start running towards us. Like, they're going on a full-out 100-meter Olympic sprint just to catch up with us, but nobody asked them to even be there in the first place. It was so weird. So they catch up to us, and they're like, guys, where are you going? Like, where are we gonna go? Saying we as if they were like part of the group or something, and we didn't even know where we were going. We were just trying to get away from them and then just like do something on our own. So we all asked each other because like we didn't know what to tell them. We weren't gonna say like we're just trying to go somewhere that you guys aren't, because that's kind of mean. So we were like, okay, how about this? We tell them that we're going back to that elementary school that we were at before, but then we go a different way so that like they think we're just taking a different route or something, or like a shortcut, but then we just don't go there. Like kind of break their ankles a little bit, you know? We could just trick them. So we tell them that we're gonna go to that elementary school, and then we go on our way, and we're walking there, and they're still following us. And then as we're going there, we like take a wrong turn on purpose, and then we tell them like, hey, you know, we're just gonna take this turn, it's like a shortcut, but you guys just go the normal way and we'll meet you there. And they're like, no, we'll just go the same direction as you guys are going, like we'll just take the shortcut with you guys. So that didn't work. So at that point, we just decided to start picking up the pace a little bit and hoping they just like couldn't catch up. So we start running, and we're just like taking a bunch of random turns just to shake them off. We didn't have any idea where we were going. We were just trying to get away from them, honestly. And it felt like a movie, bro. Like we would all split up, and then we would like join back together to confuse them and stuff. And at one point, like we were just kind of like stopping to catch our breath, and they turned, and they were still following us like the whole time. They were running after us, and then they like put their hands up, and they were like, what the heck, bro? As if it was wrong of us to ditch them when they weren't invited. So we were like, guys, I don't think they really understand that we don't want them here. Like maybe they aren't catching the memo. And so one of the boys decided that they were gonna go and just like tell them that we didn't want them here and that they weren't invited, because clearly they weren't understanding. Like we didn't want to end up having to tell it to their faces, but it came down to it. So one of my friends went over and just like nicely, politely explained to them that we didn't want to hang out with them and that they weren't invited. I don't know why they were here and stuff, all that. And we were just like walking away while he was doing that. And guess what? After we walked away, guess who was still following us? So we continued this thing of just running away, running around the neighborhood and stuff. I probably ran a whole marathon without even realizing it. And then finally, after all our efforts, we took a stop, we like catch our breath, and nobody was following us. Thank God. I don't know if they just like couldn't find us, they didn't know where we went, or if they just gave up or something. Hopefully they gave up because they just realized. But anyway, now the boys were back together and it was just us. So we're walking around like thinking about where to go next, because we didn't even know where to go at that point. And then guess where we found ourselves? Back at the house. The same house with the wrapping paper around it that we went in earlier. And I was like, guys, it's not even worth it. We saw everything in there. There's nothing even to see. Like, let's just go. Come on. There's no point in going back in there. Let's just go and do something fun. Because there was a bunch of people there. Like, it was like 5 o'clock, I think. And so there were a bunch of people like coming home from work and stuff. So if they saw a bunch of kids just going into this random house, they probably wouldn't be too happy. But they were like, no, come on, let's just do it again. So I said, okay, like you can go do whatever you want, but I'm not coming with you. And a bunch of people agreed too. Like, it was kind of asking to get us in trouble. There were so many people around, like one of them was bound to get mad. So a couple people in the group went in, and the rest of us just kind of like walked away. And we didn't want to look sus or anything, so we were just like walking casually because we had nothing to do with it. Like we didn't want to get involved. So we're walking away, like not looking back, because we didn't want to attract any attention to them, okay? We're kind of looking out for the homies here. But once we get a decent distance away, we turn around just to see what's up, and it did not look too good for them. So we see this one lady with her kids, and she's like looking at the house funny because she can see that there's like somebody in there messing around, and she's like pointing at it, and her kids are like staring at it too, which is not good because that's definitely attracting like a lot of attention and probably isn't good for like not getting caught. And it gets worse too. Like that's not the end of it, because right next to the house there was like a little sidewalk, like a pathway that lets you go into the street, and she was just like doing her thing, like walking the dogs or something, which would be fine, you know, that wouldn't be a problem. She was just being completely normal, except she stopped when she saw that house. Like she looked at it for a second and then just completely paused. And when she noticed that the boys were in there, she picked up her phone and started calling somebody. And we were like, no. We just ran because we thought she was calling the police. Like we got as far away as possible because we did not want to have an encounter with the popos. Like I don't know who she was calling. She was probably just calling somebody she knew, and she like had nothing to do with it, but we didn't want to risk anything at all, so we just got out of there just to be safe. And after that we regrouped with the boys. We didn't lose anybody. Everything was fine. So thankfully it was okay. But on that note, guys, that's gonna be the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I definitely enjoyed making it. If you did enjoy it, as always, be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. We're on the road to 400 right now, so I would probably get more subs if I posted more than once a month, but we're not gonna talk about that. So be sure to subscribe to the channel. We got bored for more random videos at random times, and I will see you guys in the next one.
It's gonna be a good day. I'ma have a good day, 'cause I had a